This is Texans TV.
Texans 360 is presented by BMW, the official luxury car of the Houston Texans. By TDECU, the official credit union of the Houston Texans. And by Caesars Rewards, for every way you play.
We are ready to rock in Houston. Rock and roll.
Another day, another dollar.
Touchdown, Texans. He's in. Rock and roll. Wow, what a play. Let's go home.
Welcome into Texans 360. The Texans are back at home again. Salute to Service Week, hosting the Washington Commanders. And man, they're coming off a big win against the previously undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. So short week for them, regular week for the Texans as they try to get on a winning track. But you know what? We've got a great show for you. We've got rookie linebacker Christian Harris. We've got linebacker Christian Kirksey. I go one-on-one with Nico Collins. We saw him come back and score a touchdown. But first, let's kick off the show the way we always do with our head coach, Lovie Smith, sitting down and talking with Texans Radio.
Here in the Hyundai Texans Radio studio, joined with head coach Lovie Smith. Coach, great to see you. All right, let's talk a little bit about the game against the Giants. Take me to after halftime. They score, and you weren't really moving the ball the way you wanted to in the first half, and all of a sudden you start moving the ball better in the second half. What was the difference? Let's focus on the offensive side of the ball when you started to be able to move it better.
Maybe a little bit more tempo, but, it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what happens, except some of it is just sense of urgency. And there's always a sense of urgency, but when you're, in the second half and time is running out and you need to make a move, that seems to speed things up. And for whatever reason, we started making plays. Protection was a little bit better, able to run the football a little bit better, receivers catching balls. Did a whole lot of good things. It's just that, not for the entire drive. That's what's just really disappointing when you do enough to get down there so many times. But that's the first step, is to get down there so many times. And now we just got to be able to find a way to get it in the end zone.
Which Saquon gets 152 yards on the ground, but it takes him 35 carries to do it. And it was something we talked a little bit about during the game. But after you went back and watched the film, you had a number of stuffs. You had a number of plays made by guys. And then he would reel off a run that would get them a first down and get them going. How'd you feel overall when you went back and you watched the film of the run defense against Saquon and Matt Breida?
John, so what we do, as you're looking at, it's always about how many yards the team was able to rush the ball against you, but we do look at the yards per carry. And yesterday, Dameon had a better yards per carry average than Saquon did. But a great running back, you just have to realize you can stop him. Eventually, they're going to be able to break a few, and that was the case. He had about 3 or 4 where we weren't able to keep him pinned in. But then in an ideal world, we want to be in that situation where we can give it to our tailback almost 40 times a game. And most of the time, if you're doing that, it says win at the end.
Looking at college football, and a lot of these teams have 1 game left, 2 games left, maybe a bowl. And then I look at the rookies on the Houston Texans thinking, they have 8 games in the regular season here. So it's a different kind of clock on their body and toll on their body, plus training camp, plus whatever offseason stuff they had, which was a lot. So how do you deal with that as a coach to preserve them moving forward with such a huge chunk of the season left?
Well, I think they know going in that, hey, that's one of the things you talked about earlier. Hey, guys, it's going to be a long season. You're going to hit that, rookie wall, whatever you want to call it, and just be prepared for it. But in our situation, I think it can really be a benefit for us because we hadn't played our best ball. And guys, all right, there's some disappointment that we've had, but we have in the regular season, we have 8 games to go. We can get this right. So we're looking at it more as an opportunity. Even though rookies haven't played that many games, they're young and fit with a lot of energy, and I know they'll be ready to go.
All right, a couple of players to put in the spotlight here. Christian Harris, how's he doing? Because he came in a little bit later, coming back from the injury. So maybe in some ways he's fresher than some of the other guys. And he had a lot of tackles yesterday, looked pretty good out there. What are you seeing in him so far?
That's what we're seeing. We're seeing, first off, an elite athlete that's getting better and better every rep he gets. And that's what happened with young players. They're going to make some mistakes, but those flash plays, the majority of the plays that they're going to make are ones you say yes. And it seemed like each week with Christian Harris and maybe a little bit more, even yesterday, you say, yeah, that's why. That's why we drafted him, and this is why, going forward, we're going to be in pretty good shape. It seemed like we're saying that for quite a few of the guys. Teagan got his most action yesterday at the tight end position. So all those guys are taking steps, learning on the run, all those things that eventually we're going to see that finished product.
Coach, during the games, I'm always in Mark's ear, so I try and help him out with who makes tackles, and I felt myself yesterday saying Obo's name a lot. It felt like he was making some impact plays, even against the run. When you look at him, you think, okay, he's a pass rusher, but you're seeing him make some plays on the run. What do you think when you went back and watched the film on Obo?
I like it. It's like what I'm saying about Jerry. Loved everything about what Obo did yesterday, too. A big emphasis this past week was just, pursue, relentless effort, trying to get 11 guys to the ball, and he did that. He rushed the passer well. He did play the run.
Yeah.
Just seemed like his entire game. He was one of those guys with energy throughout, trying to get everybody else going. Again, he has improved quite a bit, weekly for us, and he'll have a bigger part in our game plan as we go forward.
Good. Coach, thanks a lot. We appreciate the time.
Christian Kirksey now in his second season with the Houston Texans. Not new to the NFL. He has been around the league. Started off at Iowa where he played, and then he got drafted by the Cleveland Browns. He also played for the Green Bay Packers before he signed with the Houston Texans in 2021. And here he is, second year, captain of the defense, captain on the field, wears the green dot, calls the plays as the Mike linebacker. But how did his football story come about? We had a chance to sit down with him and find out a little bit more about Christian Kirksey.
My name is Christian Kirksey. Everybody call me Kirko. From St. Louis, Missouri. I had a good childhood. I had both of my parents. They raised me really well. My dad was actually a pastor. Grew up in the church, played the drums. So I've been playing football since I was 7 years old. Ever since I, saw a football game, I just knew that, I wanted to play ball. I told my mom when I was 7 I was going to make it to the NFL and buy her a house, and that's exactly what I did. I went to Hazelwood East High School. I had a good experience there, and it really shaped me to who I am today. I had some good people in my life, particularly Mike Jones. He made the infamous play for the St. Louis Rams.
6 seconds to play in Super Bowl 34.
Throws right side for Dyson. He dives for the end zone. Didn't make it.
Blessed to have, 3 Big Ten school offers. And, at the time, my dad, he was sick. Understanding the dynamic of, Iowa being so close to home. It's only a 3.5, 4-hour drive. So it was easy for me to go back and forth. And then, unfortunately my dad passed before I got to school. So then that was even a no-brainer for me, because everything happened for a reason. God knew what was gonna happen, and for me to pick that school and be so close to home, I was able to go back, check on my family, check on my moms and things like that. But another reason why I chose Iowa was just because at the time, their defense was so strong and they were sending a lot of guys to the league.
Big hits, and Christian Kirksey has the hit. Down the football, touchdown Iowa. Not for a loss. Kirksey again.
Coming out of Iowa in 2014, got drafted to Cleveland. Cleveland blessed me with a lot, once I got there, and I was there for the 6 years, then ended up going to Green Bay for a year, and now I'm sitting here in Houston.
Taste greatness today, man. Taste greatness today. Let's have some fun. Be yourself, man. Glory on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it, man. Gang on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm blessed to go out here and do this game that I love, play a kid's game, get paid for it, and be able to bless my families.
Kirko with the pick. Christian Kirksey, takeaway number 3 on the day.
Obviously, this is a team sport. It taught me how to stay level-headed when things are going good, and also know how to stay level-headed when things are going wrong. Every down, you go and try to do your job to the best of your ability. And that's for life, regardless if you winning or losing. Football has just really taught me just how to be a man in general, build my character up.
Welcome back to Texans 360, and the Texans are back at home. They've got a lot of rookies in their starting lineup, especially on defense. And this next guy A lot of excitement around him, especially when he was drafted by the Texans. You saw Nick Caserio and Lovie Smith hug when the Texans drafted Christian Harris out of Alabama. Well, he is a lot of fun to get to know off the field as well. Our very own Drew Doherty had a chance to play Jenga and asked the rookie linebacker some very important questions.
Today's competitor was born and raised in Baton Rouge. He's a graduate of U High, and then he went on to Alabama where he was a star for the Crimson Tide. He made grown men hug the day he was drafted by the Houston Texans in the 3rd round. Those grown men, of course, his head coach and his general manager, but we're talking about Christian Harris. You've been starting the last 3 games or so. You've got 4 games under your belt, and now you got a Jenga contest.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
Careful.
Okay.
Careful. What's your favorite game to play?
Board game?
Yeah.
Uno, for sure.
Uno?
Pull out the cards, I'm never losing.
Do you still play at all?
I mean, if I'm with my family a lot, I'm not gonna lie, or we'll play them iMessage games now.
Oh, yeah.
You can play pool on there. Whoo!
Very nicely done. You made it tough.
Wow. If you were a dog, what type would you be?
What type of dog would you be if you were a dog?
I'd probably say a Doberman.
All right.
I just really want a Doberman, so,
Yeah.
and then, I just like Doberman, so that's really.
You think you're gonna, remember, put on top, you think you're gonna get a Doberman sometime soon?
Hopefully in the off season.
Yeah.
I can't right now, I ain't got no time, so.
Yeah, man, it's been a whirlwind, I'm
Yeah,
guessing,
it's a lot
right?
going on right now, but
Yeah.
probably in the off season for sure.
Right here in the middle.
Which one is that?
What's your go-to karaoke song? Got a good voice?
I do not.
No. You ever do karaoke?
I haven't done karaoke recently, in a long time, but just try to throw out any random song. If there's any Michael Jackson old days, I'll probably be able to, get that out of my system.
What's your favorite? You got a favorite Michael Jackson song?
Probably Thriller.
Thriller.
Yeah,
It's a good
that's
one.
just, you can't miss.
It's always good around Halloween, too. I mean, it's good all the time, but especially around
Halloween,
Halloween.
perfect time, really.
Yep. Oh,
Okay,
look
let's
at
get a
this.
little-
I like it. You're living on the edge.
Oh, what other sport could you be a pro at? I played basketball and track when I was little.
Okay.
My height, with me being 6'1", I don't know if basketball would be, I'd probably say track.
What events did you run in track?
100, 200, 4x1.
Sprinter?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Whole time.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
Did
just
you do any
trying to
field
track.
events?
Nah, that was all my brother. Yeah, I got a bigger brother. Yeah, he did all of those things.
What did he do?
Shot put, discus, javelin.
So he's a big guy.
Yeah, they made him run the 400 for fun. Well, he wanted to for fun.
Man, he should have run the decathlon if he could run the 4 and do all the field events.
Hey, man, athlete. I wasn't doing no field events, though. I'm a sprinter.
What's your first memory as a kid? This thing is wobbling.
There's some good questions. It make you really think. My first memory, I don't want to relate it to football, but it is probably more related to football. My favorite moment was my first year playing football. I was playing with the South Baton Rouge Rams.
Okay.
And I was playing running back, so it was flag football. And I had to play so one play I was just running one way, and then I got on my tippy toes and changed direction. It was got my first touchdown, so it was a big moment for me and my family.
Christian Harris diagnosing the problem, looking at the soft spots of the defense or the offense. Also having to contend with the golf play-by-play right in his ear. Oh, that looks like an easy one, and it was.
There we go. Who is your favorite teammate to sit next to on the plane? Probably Sting. Now, I sit next to Sting already, but
Okay.
I mean, that's just my boy. We joking around all the time, on the way there, on the way back. So, yeah, probably for sure Sting.
So he's pretty quiet when he's talking with the media
Yeah.
and folks like that, but not a quiet guy, huh?
No, I mean, he's a jokester for sure. I mean, he'll probably be a little shy when you first meet him, but once you get to know him, he's pretty hilarious.
And you guys have known each other for a while. Y'all played 7-on-7, I think it was, I heard.
For the
Yeah.
Bootleggers, LA Bootleggers.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
guys have been around for a long time together. That's pretty cool. It's good to know. He's got a joke. Whoa.
I'm not gonna. That's impressive. You spinning it.
Yep, I'm trying not to.
Oh, see, you got more experience.
Yep. Before we
See?
go, would you want brunch with Jay-Z or $500,000?
Brunch with Jay-Z. I would love to pick his brain.
Okay, you'd want the knowledge, not the cash.
Yeah, the cash, it'll fit me.
Well, With me, you just get a victory. So this has been fun. Christian
Yes, sir.
Harris,
I appreciate
thanks so much
that.
for the time, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
We're back at the Ford studio, and our John Harris goes one-on-one with his Telestrator every single week, where he draws up plays, explains them to you in a way that no one else can. And from the Giants game, he breaks down 2 plays. Nico Collins' touchdown offensively, and then on defense, the Texans sack leader Jerry Hughes just stacking up the sacks, and our very own John Harris broke it all down.
Jerry Hughes was signed with the Houston Texans. Wasn't totally sure what he was going to have left. He's been around the block a little bit. Was glad to get him here. Knew he was going to be a great leader. But he has proven this year he's still got the juice, and the pass rush is kicking. Let's take a look at this sack right before the half, because the Giants were well aware of Jerry Hughes. He's going to be right here down at the bottom of the screen. He's got a tight end here. He's got Barkley, and he's got the right tackle right somewhere in there. The wide receiver's going to come off and give him a little bump as he comes out right there. Then Barkley is going to try and block him and chip on him. But when he does, Jerry does a great job here in using the block to propel him back on the spin move. I mean, this is veteran stuff. Use that. Tyree Phillips, for some reason, oversets, and that lets Jerry get to the quarterback. Let's take a look at it from this angle right here, because Jerry, just watching him work, he's going to get the tight end, he's going to work through him, Barkley, spin back inside as Tyree oversets, and then he's hunting Daniel Jones. This is fun stuff from Jerry Hughes right here. Take on the tight end, bang. Spin, use that ice pick right in. Watch this. This ice pick, see that inside arm right there? Back of the neck, that is ice pick perfection right there. Put it in the neck, leverage off of it, and go sack the quarterback. Excellent job by number 55, Jerry Hughes.
Jones gets the snap, Jones stepping up, and Jones is going to go down. Jerry Hughes gets there first, and the half is over. The Texans are down 7-3 at the break.
Slant and go. It's called sluggo in the football world, and Nico Collins ran that route to a T. Now, it's exactly what it is. It's a slant and then go. And he runs it against former Texan Fabian Moreau. Let's go here and take a look at it. The Texans had just taken a delay of game, unfortunately, but it turns out to be fortunate because now he's got more room to work. So instead of working from the 7 right here, well, there's not as much room to run something like that. He's got more room to operate. So get man coverage here, and Davis is going to look at that the whole way. Man, safety in the middle. He's got to stay solid in the middle, so he's not going to be able to help. Nico's going to run slant, get Moreau to bite, and then go behind him. And then Davis is just going to throw the top of the NY, and Nico is going to go get it. Great route. You like the pace and the tempo. See how Nico doesn't like fire off? He builds time and then sells it. This is an outstanding route. Hesitation, slant, and go. And man, what an absolute dime that is thrown to Nico Collins. I can't tell you how good the route is, that throw. It all came together on that touchdown right there by Nico Collins.
Mills in the gun, Pierce to his left. Here's the snap to Davis, looking left, throws left side of the end zone, wants Nico. He's got the catch for a touchdown. Davis Mills to Nico Collins for the TD.
Next, Nico Collins enters the deep slant. That's coming up on Texans 360. Texans 360 is presented by Comcast, by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. And by Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Houston Texans. Final segment of Texans 360, and I had a chance to go one-on-one with wide receiver Nico Collins. He's very tough to beat one-on-one, but you know what? In an interview, he's absolutely amazing. And he got his first touchdown of the 2022 season. We asked him all about it, and plus, how he's changed from his rookie season. It's the Deep Slant 101 presented by Xfinity. My guest this week, Nico Collins.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
You come
Thanks
back.
so much. Thank you.
Big game, get a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's
Felt
exactly
great.
how you wrote it up,
Oh, yeah,
right?
no doubt. Absolutely. You want to come back and score. Everybody want to get in the end zone. No doubt.
We were watching replays of it, and the route that you ran, you didn't just go straight to the end zone. You did this little skip,
Skip,
hop,
you look
step. You had to
hesitant.
sell
Yeah.
it against Fabian, who used to be here on the Texans. Walk us through that route, like what you were doing on that.
Yeah, so it's pretty much just pretty like a in and up almost. So you want to sell the in route. So I kind of hesitate off the ball a little bit, make it seem like I was gonna run like an under route or so he can bite on that. And then once I put my foot in the ground, it's kind of just, fight with your hands and then look up and Davis, put the ball in the bucket for me.
It was a perfect throw, and you did sell it because you got him just to hesitate.
Man, just a little bit. Yeah,
just
that's all
a little bit.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Just a little bit.
All right. So how does it feel being back? I know it couldn't have been easy to sit out those 2 games.
It feels amazing, man, to be back. Nobody want to, miss, games being injured. It felt great to be out there with my teammates, man. Competing between the lines, going out there competing on Sundays. It felt great. I'm glad to be back. Now I just got to stay healthy and be there for my teammates.
So before you got injured, you were the leading receiver on this team. You'd sort of emerged as a top threat for Davis. How surprised were you at just how involved you were in this offense? I know Lovie has talked about wanting to get you even more involved in the offense in the second half.
I'm not really surprised about it. You put the work in, you put the work in, time in, and all the, hard work you put in the off season and camp, so you work for times like this, opportunities for, when the ball coming your way, you're ready to get involved, so you prepare for times like this, so just my goal is to continue to keep going, keep building, and just continue to build trust with Davis and the coaching staff, and just show them like when the ball come my way, I can make a play.
I was asking Davis what he thought was improved about you from year 1 to year 2. He says your how you read zone coverages, like the ability to be open, is where you've really excelled from last year to this year. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Coming to the NFL, you didn't know like how important it was to read coverages, because a lot of teams disguise, so once the coverage that's shown pre-snap might not be the coverage they're gonna end up being in. So I feel like that's a major improvement that I worked on in the offseason and continuing.
Nico, pleasure. Can't wait to see what you do for the rest of the season. Thanks so much. That's going to do it for Texans 360, and the Texans will be on the road at Miami, but after that, they'll be back at home again against the Cleveland Browns on December 4th. If you want tickets, go to HoustonTexans.com/tickets, and we'd love to see you in person here at NRG Stadium. But that's going to do it for Texans 360. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Texans. Thanks for watching, and go Texans. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell for new content.